It's Tuesday! Taco About It Tuesday! I'm so excited. How can you have a bad day with the taco song? Like, actually, it's too fun. Like, oh my goodness. I think I really couldn't love that song more. So, welcome back to another Colorful Keto with Dory. It is Taco Bout It Tuesday. We are live to Facebook. We are live to Instagram. This will eventually replay on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube and you enjoy what we talk about today, give us a thumbs up. And if you're brand new, subscribe. Dory never does that, but here we will today. Hi guys, it's Tuesday. I am so excited to hang out with you, and I'm like big fat loving my hair today. Like I've got the wild crazy curls on the go, and I'm all about it. I'm so excited. And I'm wearing the awesome little shrug that we made in last night's wish fail conversion DIY. How cute and cozy and comfy is that? And it still gives me the cold shoulder. And you know what? I'm gonna say the cold shoulder's only awesome in a shirt. Like, cold shoulders are my favorite shirts, but when somebody actually gives you the cold shoulder, not so awesome. And I guess that kind of leads fairly well into what we're going to talk about today. Hello, Miss Virginia. Hello, Nanette. Hello, Terry on Instagram. I'm so excited to hang out with you guys today. So we're going to talk about something today that I've kind of briefly touched on before, but we never really talked about. So today we're going to go there. On Tuesdays, we just kind of talk about whatever. Oh, yay, Kathy, you got me live. Oh my goodness, that like never happens. Just saying. I love that you watch on the replay, girl, but you never catch me live. I'm so excited. It's our lucky day. And Tamara, how nice to see you, darling. So today, I titled this live, Haters, Happiness, and Holding On to Who You Are with Two Hands. And that's what we're going to talk about today. When you begin your journey, whether you're doing it publicly or not, some of us are out here on the internet and we're publicly taking our journey. And even if you're doing it in private at home and it's just, kind of your friends and family, we still encounter haters. We encounter people who don't understand what we do or don't want to understand what we do. And sometimes it's hard to deal with. And I want to talk to you guys about how we move past that, like how we accept the things that are said and, maybe some of the ways that I have. So I figured that's probably the best way for us to go about it, because I've never really discussed with you guys any of the issues or the dramas that I've had in the last year, because it's really not my style, and we will never name any names. These are just, stories of things that have happened. There aren't any names and there won't be any names, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how things were when I started sharing my journey with keto and some of the things that I've encountered along the way since, because it's different than I thought it would be. It's so different than what I thought it would be on every level. I think my relationship with you guys is different than I thought it would be. When I originally started doing lives and doing videos, I I felt very uncomfortable and very insecure and very, hi, I'm Dory. If you know, want to hang out with me, I don't know why you would want to. But, you know, if you feel like it, I'm totally here and I'm hanging out. If you want to come hang out with me. And in that very fragile beginning, when you're deciding that, you know what, I'm brave enough to get out there on the internet and put my stuff out there, people aren't always nice. Cheers. People aren't always nice. And unfortunately, you're not going to encounter only just good love and support. It would be so awesome if life was like that. But it doesn't always work out that way. So how do we get past that? How do we climb over that and say, you know what, I'm here. This is who I am. You like it or you don't. And that really has been, I think, the reoccurring theme for me for the last year and a half. And that's this. I'm me, I do me, you like it or you don't. But sometimes people don't. and I will say that I generally invoke very strong feelings in people, even just as a general rule. Either people really, really like me or they really, really don't. I'm not a middle ground kind of girl. People don't like me-ish. They either really love me or they like totally hate my guts. That seems to be the way I've always been. That's not something new. This is not new to my public keto journey. It's just, you know, information about me. I will say, people usually say this. You could walk into any room and you could mention my name, just say out loud, Dory, and people will say one of two things. Either they'll say, oh my God, Dory, I love her. She is so fun. Like, she's the most fun. I totally want to be her best friend. Or they will say, oh my God, Dory, does that bee ever shut up? Like, holy man, did she even breathe when she talks? Like, holy man. And I will say that if it comes down to bad things people could say about you, I guess it doesn't bother me that the worst thing somebody could say is that I talk too much. Oh, goodness. So fun. So fun. So we'll start there, because I think the first thing I encountered was due to Dory and her talks so much. I was 7 days fresh into my YouTube channel. It was brand new. I had only made 1 or 2 videos, and I was very excitedly looking forward to making my next videos. Now, I will tell you guys, I had a little bit different vision when I started as well. Like, it was ambitious, to say the least. And it didn't really pan the way I wanted it to. I mean, in some ways, I guess. But I wasn't going to create recipes. I wasn't going to teach people recipes. I wanted to just teach you guys how to be creative. And in the beginning, my videos were like that. They were, give me 6 flavors and let's make cake. Let's make muffins. Let's make cookies. And I never went on with a recipe. I never went on with a plan in mind. It was just flavor requests, and we were doing it. We were doing it live. We were making it as we went. We were creating it together. Not so much to build a recipe, but because I wanted to just give you guys a peek into my creative mind. Not so much for the, you know, we're using this much of this or that much of that, but more to be an inspiration, more to be like, I can take a basic recipe and I can make it anything. Dory showed me how to do that. So my first videos were quite long. They were, and guys, my videos are that long now too. Like, you guys sit through them with me. Sometimes a recipe video, I can clip it down to 2 minutes and it's awesome. It's a quick shot. Sometimes it's a full tutorial live and it lasts an hour, but that depends on format, right? So I made my very first video and I was only in just a couple of keto groups at the time. I had my own group that had about 20 members in it. So I posted, of course, to my own group, and the couple of few keto groups that I was in, thinking, you know what, if they don't want the video or if they don't want the content, they won't post it. The other groups I posted to required admin approval to post anything. So when it comes to groups like that, you roll the dice and you think, oh, well, I'll post it. And if they want the content, they'll put it up. And if they don't, they'll review it and they won't. So my first video went up, and it was a video about how to make a 1-minute muffin in all the different flavors. So I got 6 flavor requests. We did the muffins, and I was really proud of the video. When I look back on it now, it is pretty cringy video. Like, it's cringy. I've gotten better. We all get better as we do things. But my very first comment in one of the groups was basically a commentary on the value of the content based on the title of the video and the length of it. So it was a 1-minute muffin, which, is a 2-minute recipe. And it was, we did 1-minute muffins and mug cakes. So two easy recipes. And the comment was this: oh, 45 minutes is far too long for 2 very simple recipes. Have you ever seen a cooking video before? They can create an entire meal in less time than that. People don't have time to listen to you talk and 3/4 of an hour of chatting when they're missing all of the ingredients. That's not what people want to look at. And I was offended, but I was like, you don't understand what I'm doing. That's all. You just don't understand what I'm doing. This is not a preformed recipe. This is not something I've pre-planned or ever made. This is me creating live. So perhaps you don't understand what I'm doing and you don't get my vision. And you know what? My format won't be for everybody. And you know what? I don't want it to be for everybody. I want to do what I enjoy, and I want to share with you guys my journey the way I see fit, how it works into my life to be able to do that and share with you guys. So I was like, you know what? You just don't understand. You don't understand what I'm doing. And I won't say that I got into it, because I didn't really get into it in the feed. But basically, I responded and said, you know what? Fair enough. You know what? Not everybody has time for what I do, but then perhaps what I do is not for you, right? It doesn't have to be for you. Everything doesn't have to be for you. But here's the thing I didn't know, is that there was a big drama behind the scenes in that group that I wasn't aware of. Like, I had no idea. I was just Dory. I had just posted my recipe. That was all. I didn't know the dynamic of the group itself and what was going on behind the scenes. What I later learned is that they had a very high school game that they liked to play in that group as the moderators. They would send one of the mods to pick a fight with people in the feed and then kind of egg them on and then joke about it in their moderator chat after, because that's fun, right? Like, I don't know a group of grown women who are gathering together to help people, which, for free should be out of the goodness of your heart, but they liked to play this game. So what I did not realize is that I was the target of said game. So it wasn't a random person who had commented in the feed about my video. It was one of the moderators, and she had been sent specifically to comment on it and to pick a fight with me and see what would happen. Oh, goodness. Oh, so fun. Like, very, very, very high school. I did not expect that. And here's the irony. The main mod admin in charge, by message, befriended me. So on one end, I thought, I was making a friendship. We were chit-chatting about what kinds of videos I made and how appreciative she would be to have these kinds of videos in her group. They get lots of questions, and if I could cover some of these things, it would be great. But on the other side of that, she had set out someone to pick on me so that they could play high school fight. And in the end, I think I changed her mind. Like, as we were chatting, I think she understood what I had in mind, because she did invite for me to take part in their group, become part of their mod team, and kicked the other mod out. And again, things behind the scenes I didn't realize until after, because I didn't understand what kind of a truly childish game I was caught up in, and I was not aware of it. I did come out of that relatively unscathed. I removed myself from the group, and I started really limiting what groups I was in and what I shared where. But that was not the first and only time that bit me in the hiney. So when I very first started making videos, they were for a specific group. Now, it wasn't my group at the time, because when I started making videos, I didn't have a Facebook group of my own. But I was a member of a Canadian Facebook group that I really, really loved. And I literally grew up in that group. Like, the videos that I made were their requests. When I posted the Make the Flavor requests, it was for that group. They were specifically, every video I made was for that group. I loved the lady who ran the group. She was who inspired me to share my story. And it was actually her who encouraged me to make my first videos, because I had commented in group how easy it was to make nut and seed flours. And everybody was like, oh, Dory, you're so silly. You're so silly. I don't have that kind of time, Dory. I don't have that kind of time on my hands. And I messaged her and I said, honey, will you make a video about this? Like, it's so easy. Could you make a video? And she said, oh, Dory, you're so funny. I don't want to make a video. Why don't you make a video about that and post it to group? So I started making videos. From there, they wanted for me to start a YouTube channel because it was less glitchy. So I started the YouTube channel and I started making videos for them, like specifically for them. At the same time, I had started my own group, and my group was starting to grow. Now, this group hit numbers fast. It grew really, really, really fast. And in the beginning, all of the people in group knew me. They were familiar with me. They liked me. They knew who I was. They knew why I was making videos. They knew they were by request for them. But as the membership grew, a lot of new members started to come in, and then they started to complain about me, because they felt that I was promoting myself in her group, which they didn't really feel should be allowed. So she messaged me and said, I got a little bit of feedback, from a couple of people. I don't really feel that it's that way, but, I don't really want it to come off that way either. So I just stopped making I didn't stop making videos, but I stopped posting them to her group. Now, for a while, I did just say, hey guys, when I'm around, if you have any questions, tag me, whatever, I'll pop in, pop out. But I wasn't really overly available to the group until it really just started to be somewhere where it wasn't friendly for me to post at all, and I stopped. But that one hurt me, because those were the people I created for. But at the end of the day, they weren't my group, and they weren't my people. So I just continued to create what I want for me. 2 seconds. And then I encountered my first ever really big keto Nazi. And that was a fun story. I had by chance encountered a group leader, and I knew immediately someone had messaged me and said, you know what, I've seen your videos. I would really love to see you do a live with my friend who is really into keto. Can I send a message and you guys can chat and set something up? And I thought, you know what, that sounds like a really fun idea. From the very first conversation, I knew immediately we are not alike. Like, we don't agree on anything. The first conversation we had, he was explaining to me how he doesn't tolerate any cheating in his group. He doesn't tolerate any cheating. The people in his group are prepared, they know better, and, you know, they have no business cheating and then coming back to his group. If they're going to cheat, then they can go somewhere else where it's wishy-washy, and that is okay. And he was explaining to me how he had made a post in his group about Christmas holidays, and basically said, you're prepared, you know you're prepared. If you go off plan over the holidays, don't dare come back to this group. And I was like, wow, you know what, that's so the opposite of what I believe. I don't even allow the word cheat, because I think it provokes a lot of guilt feelings and a lot of guilt eating, and, you know, a lot of things that aren't productive to us. And I said, you know what, maybe it's not like that for men. I don't know. Maybe it's not like that for men. But I find for me personally, and for the women that I have spoken with, that it really perpetuates a guilt and punishment cycle. So I've cut that out of the equation, and we don't allow guilt in my group. We don't allow the word cheat. You know, if you fall off plan, if you eat off plan, you ate off plan. You didn't cheat on your diet. We fell off plan in our way of eating, right? We didn't cheat on a diet. So that was the first of many, but literally we disagreed on everything. And this was my thought process. I thought this: oh my God, dude, you are the king of the keto Nazis. Like, the king of the keto Nazis. I've seen Nazis, but I haven't seen, like, to this degree of keto Nazi before. And then a thought hit me like a stroke of genius. And it's kind of cool how a stroke of genius feels like a real stroke. Just saying. But it hit me like a stroke of genius. And I thought this: do you know what? In every group, in all of the keto groups, where the bickering is, where the fighting is, it's your people fighting against my people. It's the Nazis saying you can't have. It's my people saying you don't get to tell me. And I thought, if I can sit down live with the king of the keto Nazis, and we could agree to disagree. Like, I'm so ambitious, dude. Like, I don't even know how to tell you. I'm the queen of ambition. But I had this vision in my head that if I could sit down with somebody who was the opposite of me, and we could agree to disagree, and we could sit down and we could say, you know what, your way is different than my way, but your way is no less valid than my way. That was my goal. That was my ultimate goal. That was the only thing that I saw in that opportunity, period. That was it. You know, I wasn't looking to gain group members or, you know, grow my following or anything like that. I just thought, if I could find a way to fix this, because it's all of the groups. It doesn't happen in my group. There aren't any keto Nazis in my group, so I don't see that. But in other groups, I see it all the time. I noticed a post on Headbanger's Kitchen group. I love it. If you guys didn't know he had a group, run and join it as soon as we're done the live, because goodness, I love Headbanger's Kitchen group. But he posted this morning, just for clarification, this group is only for recipes. We don't discuss how-tos. I have a place for that. This is only for food. I don't understand why people are mean to each other in the comments, and I don't understand why people feel the need to make a big hissy fit when they leave a group. So when I see this all of the time, I thought, I could fix that. Like, I could actually maybe possibly fix that. Now, it's a lot to suck up to sit down and talk to somebody who literally believes the exact opposite of what you do. But I wanted to do it. And I wanted to do it for you guys and for me and for all of the groups. So we were coming close to the time we were going to do a live, and something happened that, again, I didn't realize was a setup. Okay, so I'm naive and I trust people. And I think people are really good people in general. Like, I would love to believe that every person is a good person at heart and they have, good things in mind. I just do. That's how I was raised. That's how I like to believe that life is. So we were coming close to the day, and he had added me to his Facebook group, and a lady had posted in there that she was looking for recipe solutions for her husband. Her husband didn't really want the keto, and she was looking for solutions for him. Now, said group leader tagged me in this post by name and said, check out what Dory's got. She's got all the solutions. She can help you out. So I assumed that I was then to provide, I don't know, solutions, recipes, something for this woman. I was tagged by name. I'm assuming I was to provide something for her. So I just responded and said, hey, check out my Instagram feed and give me your list, girl, like your real list. The stuff he thinks he can't have. Give me that list and let's get figured out what you can eat. That was it. Like, I hadn't provided any recipes. I hadn't said anything else. I just said, hey, check out my feed. Give me your list. And the woman in turn responded, oh, that's amazing. Can I really lose weight by eating all of these fancy, pretty foods? I only seem to lose weight when I'm really, really strict. To which the group leader hopped right in and said, see, this is why I tell you, you can't have. This is why. And I commented, you know what? I respectfully disagree. I think you can have a version of the fun foods if you want them. And he immediately sent me a message in private message and ripped my face off for disagreeing with him in his group. So, is this how it's going to be? We're going to disagree in my group? And I was like, so, this is how it's going to be? I'm just supposed to agree with stuff I don't agree with because you said so? I'm the hashtag don't miss it, make it lady. Was I really supposed to tell her she couldn't have any fun food? Like, did you actually tag me so that I would tell her she couldn't have any fun food? Oh. So that ended, and he decided that he, would not do lives with me. He trashed me all over his group, not by name, thank goodness, not by name. And that was that. I moved on from that. But I was really surprised because I understand people feel passionate about what they're doing. I feel super passionate about what I'm doing, and I feel passionate about my group, and I feel passionate about my keto family. But where does passion slip into that? I guess that's my question. Where does passion slide into that? So I'm going to take a second to scroll on Facebook because I saw we had some comments. So I'll read those and then we'll continue on with our next topic. Tamara says, haters can just move on, girl. You're one of the best. Oh, I love you, girl. I love you. And Sharon says, I can't imagine someone not loving you. Oh, girl, it happens. Especially the really, really strict keto people. They don't like me because I promote fun. I promote easy. I promote food coloring and flavored extracts and even sometimes alcohol, because I know that we're living a real sustainable life. And if I told you guys you're never having a drink again, you'd be like, I don't even like you, Dory. You know what? We used to be friends, but I don't like your face. So yeah, I present a good, better, best. And I let everybody make their own choices. The same as I make my own choices. I'm a big fat grown up. We're all grown ups. Nobody needs to tell us, what we can or can't eat, when we can and can't eat, how we should or should not eat. That's not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Who gets to tell you what's not acceptable? I mean, they can tell you what your options are, but who gets to say that's not okay? right? If you want to eat it, who gets to say that? Nanette says, people are assholes. I agree, Miss Nanette. I agree. Sharon says, how childish. Kathy says, mean people suck. And they do. Like, they do. And I don't understand what breeds mean people. I don't. Like, I think it comes from a base of thunder. They think someone is going to steal their thunder, right? Someone is going to come in their group and they're going to charm their people, and their people are going to fall in love with them, and they're going to steal their thunder. And I look at it this way. I run on light, not thunder. And someone can take your light and absorb it and share it. But no one can steal your light the way they can steal your thunder. And when I see people who become very jealous, very anxious, very demanding, very controlling over their people, it makes me think, are you doing it because you want to help people? Or are you doing it because you really like the feeling of controlling people and just getting them under your thumb? And that bothers me, because I think inherently that makes you a bad person. Like, I could be wrong. You know what? Perhaps in his real life, he's a lovely man. But as far as I'm concerned, that makes you a bad person. Nanette says, I think you're so very intelligent and have a ton of great information to share with us. Oh, thank you. I, for one, have learned so much from you. I love you, Nanette. Patty says, hi, Dory. Kindness goes a long way. Yes, be kind always. Always. You know what? Given the opportunity, always choose kindness, and you will never regret that decision. Like, at the end of the day, you will never say, you know what, actually that's kind of a lie. I've been kind to people who didn't deserve my kindness. I will say there's an exception to every rule. I have been kind to people who did not deserve my kindness. I have been overtly and continually kind to people who did not deserve my kindness. So, but as a general rule, I think everyone deserves kindness, as a general rule. Oh, my Jen is here. Hello, my Jen. Tamara says, please don't cry. After all this, we found you. We hope to be all positive in your life and really appreciate your videos. Thank you. Encouragement and positive attitude. We are aware you have... we are aware you have been a blessing to me. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I absolutely, honestly, you guys are the only reason why I continue, because I love you guys and I have so much fun hanging out with you. Like, I can't lie. My guy teases me all the time. He's like, oh, you're going to hang out with your friends, are you? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my friends. Hey, my friends. And he's like, you know, it's just the internet. I'm like, yeah, whatever. They're my friends. You don't know. The boss of me. Lynn says, I don't make fun foods because I'm nervous right now, but I watch them and I'm happy to know that they're available. And you know what? That's the thing too. You know what? You don't have to get crazy with your food to appreciate watching a video about it. I am never going diving off a cliff, but I would certainly watch a video about somebody else going cliff diving. You know what? There are things that I might not do that I certainly would enjoy watching somebody else do. But at the end of the day, you can eat as clean as you want. You may or may not lose weight. You may or may not lose weight. But I can guarantee you, if you make fun and sustainability part of your keto lifestyle, you're going to have fun forever. You won't get bored of it. You won't get tired. You won't decide, you know what, I didn't lose 5 pounds, I give up. Because you will fall in love with how you eat. You will fall in love with your food. You will fall in love with having fun. That, you know what, if I lost 2 pounds today will no longer be your biggest concern. And for me, that's my goal for you guys. I would love to get you to the point where you just focus on enjoying your food, loving your food, enjoying your life, and not stressing about the numbers, the macros, did I lose 5 ounces this week, next week? Am I going to lose 5 pounds next week? I would love for you guys to focus on being healthy, enjoying your food, seeing a lot of the non-scale victories that come along with making a positive choice in your life. And I don't look down on anybody for focusing on this for weight loss. We all came to it for a reason. We all want to lose weight. But at the end of the day, I want so much more than that for you. I want so much more than that for you. I want for you the freedom that I feel in my diet and in my life and in my daily living. I want for you to have that feeling that you know you're not going to miss anything because you can make it. And for me, that's what changed my keto. And to be honest with you, it came from the mean groups. So as much as I can say it was hard for me, I had a hard time when people were mean or when they picked on me. This is what it did, though. This is what it did, and this is what matters, is that every time somebody tried to burn me down, I took that flame and I lit the fire under my ass, and it made me more focused. It made me more sure of myself. It made me more passionate to go that next step. Instead of letting it burn me down, it literally inspired me. When I heard those comments about my videos, I thought, you don't understand. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I understood in my head what I was trying to do, because no one had questioned me and I didn't have to verbalize my plan. But put in the situation where I had to vigorously defend my passion and what I was doing and who I was and why I had any right to do what I do. Because you know what? It's the internet. I'm going to tell you what. Anybody can get out on their phone and they can post on the internet. Everybody has every right to do so. Everybody. We all have equal right to do that. You can do it. You could do it today, tomorrow, next week if you feel like it. You don't need anybody's permission. I didn't need their approval. I didn't need for them to like the videos that I was doing to continue going out and doing videos. And at the end of the day, does it really matter that 6 mean girls, who, by the way, did not watch my videos, not one of them watched the video. They made their judgment based on the title of the video and the duration of the video. None of them watched it. None of them watched. So at the end of the day, does the opinion of 6 people who never even saw my content, does it matter? No. And it made me angry, but it made me more than that. It made me more inspired to continue doing what I was doing and to get better at it, because it's what I really, really feel passionate to do. And nobody can take that from you. They can try. They can try to take that from you. But when they do, it should ignite you. It really should. It should ignite you. It should make you realize that speed bumps can do one of 2 things. They can slow you down and they can impede where you're going. Or you know what? You can pick up speed and you can hit that like a ramp and you can hit the next level in where you're going and what you want to share and who you want to be. And I found that every single time along the line, when someone has questioned who I am, my right to share, what I'm doing, and the validity of the information I share, it's given me the opportunity to re-examine who I am, what I'm doing, what I'm sharing. And it gives me the chance to really redefine in my own mind what matters to me, what is really important to me, what is the core of my message and what I'm trying to share with you guys. And at the end of the day, my message is we can have it. We can have it. If you think you can't, you can. We just have to find a version. That's it. That's the bottom line. If it needs to be dairy free, if it needs to be nut free, if it needs to be sweetener free, we can still do it. We just have to be more creative than the average bear. And it doesn't have to take forever. I was thinking about it the other day and I thought, what's different about what I do from what other people do? A lot of people take our basic family favorite recipes and convert them to keto. A lot of people do that. But what I do is I take that and I move that into everyday life, and I break it down into quick, easy 20-minute or less recipes that we can make in our busy lifestyle every single day. I can't lie. My favorite feature is I don't want to cook, but everybody can't starve, because that is literally my life at least 3 days a week. I haven't taken anything out. I'm not prepared. I have to have dinner on in a half an hour. You know, I fed them yesterday, but everybody wants to eat again. What up with that? Like, greedy. I fed you so good yesterday. And that's the reality of my life. I'm busy like you guys are busy. I'm a full-time care aide. I have a special needs adult who lives with me full-time. So I don't get a lot of free time other than during the day when I hang out with you guys, and then, you know, my full-time responsibilities start as well. So we're all just doing this together and learning this together and getting better, getting smoother, having more fun, opening our eyes to new possibilities every single day. This is what we're doing together. And when I started my channel, I had a very simple concept. And it was this: if you want to hang out and you want to laugh and you want to learn together, then we're already friends. We're already friends. Come hang out. It has been too long. Because you don't have to earn my friendship. You don't need to have a certain amount of keto knowledge. You don't have to have lost a certain amount of weight or have a certain direction to be my friend. If you just want to hang out and you want to laugh and you want to learn, if you don't even want to eat keto, but you just like my recipes and every now and then you think it might be fun to make one, you're also welcome. I'm not like food Nazi. You don't have to eat how I eat to be my friend. My fiance is not keto. I don't kick him out of bed. Just saying. Rita says, hello, it's nice to see you. It's so lovely to see you. Tracy says, I came late. I don't know what exactly happened. I'm sorry, Dory. You don't deserve to have people mean to you. Aw, I'm feeling down this afternoon. Can we cry together? Yes. Yes. Yes, we can. Yesterday was my day, which is hence like the puffiness. I was like, oh my goodness, I look like somebody like hit me with a frying pan, whatever. It's all good. Lynn says, I always enjoy watching and knowing those foods are available when I want them. And it's the freedom. It is. It's the freedom of knowing that it's there. You know what? I don't eat chocolate cake every day, but I know I could if I wanted to. And that freedom keeps me from eating off plan. Because in the back of my head, I know if I feel like having chocolate cake today, I can. The only reason why this is not a chocolate cake day is because I don't feel like it. Just saying, there's never been a time in my life where I was like, oh, it's not a chocolate cake day because I just don't feel like it. Right? And I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, I would say the bulk of the flack that I get is literally just about my food coloring. Like, that's what it really comes right down to. When it comes to strict keto people, they honestly believe that their fathead dough is good, whole, natural food. And when I take the same fathead dough and I add 2 drops of food coloring, it's now no longer good, whole, natural foods. I've ruined it. It's garbage. And I am encouraging people to not eat keto because food colorings and flavoring extracts are not keto. And as experts, they know this, right? They know this. And this comes to me far and wide. I think the first time I heard it was from our favorite keto Nazi, but I've heard it many, many times along the road, and even from people I wouldn't expect to hear it from. So, which is ironic because everybody knows the basis of what I do is color. Be more colorful, have more fun, love your food. This is what I say all of the time. This is the basis of who I am. So I do understand that for some people with restrictions, food coloring may not be appropriate for them. And I do always suggest, either organic food coloring as an alternative. I've even suggested ways to use natural food to color those. But for these people, that's not enough. It's not enough that I offer alternatives. I should stop making colorful food. Period. I should just stop. I should stop doing it. Because they feel that it's not valid or appropriate. Now, nothing to do with the fact that I make colorful food for me. Like, I won't lie. That is all for me, guys. Like, if I make something pretty, if I make it sparkly, if I make it colorful all day long, that is for me. That is for me because I eat this much food a day and I want my food to be fantastic. So, nobody gets to tell me that I don't get to eat fun, fantastic, colorful food because my keto is colorful. It's literally colorful keto with Dory. So you can't really actually do that sans the color, can you? Can you? Then I would just be keto with Dory, wouldn't I? Oh, goodness. So awesome. And Lynn says, maybe they need a little unicorn in their life. Oh, in your behind. Like, I love it. I love it. And that's it. If you don't like it, move on. You know, like a TV show or, you know, a library book, turn the page, change the channel. You know what? Just move on. You don't have to. You don't have to let people know that you disapprove of what they do. You don't have to tell people that you feel that what they do is not valid because it doesn't match with your goals and what you feel is appropriate, right? And here's the thing, I have an end game. Everybody has an end game, right? Dory's end game is to bring keto to the masses, to make keto mainstream, to get to the point where we don't say, this is my diet, this is my way of eating, this is how I eat. I want to get us to the point where this is just how we eat and nobody says it's something different or odd. And you get that by having fun, by being open-minded, by finding the versions of absolutely everything that you want, that I want, and that's how you bring it mainstream. How do you ever bring keto mainstream if we say, oh, everything from mainstream? We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't try to have those foods. We don't try to recreate those foods. We don't this, we don't that. You know, we don't. I've been told that the whole entire point of keto is to eliminate all sweeteners, all flavors, all everything. I mean, I even know people who bring it all the way down to just meat and water. But that's not the life that I want to live. And it's not the life I want to share. And I can't lie. I can only share what I do, what I feel, what I love, what I'm passionate about. I cannot share someone else's journey. I can't share someone else's passion. I can't share someone else's desire. I only have me. Like, that's it. I'm just me. I'm just me. And at the end of the day, I've never claimed to be any keto expert of any kind, any bariatric expert of any kind. I'm just Dory, and I'm willing to share with you what's worked for me, what's helped me in my journey, and what has made a difference in my life. And at the end of the day, that's all I can do. I can put that out there, and either people appreciate it or they don't. But at the end of the day, if you allow people who don't appreciate you to be your guideline, then who will you be? Who would I be if I was who they thought I should be? There's a question. And that's the question I'm going to leave you guys with as we wrap up this Talk About It Tuesday. And I want to ask you, if you're not living your truest you, and if you're not being true to who you are, then who are you living for? And who are they creating for you to be? And do you want to be that person? Because you don't have to be. You don't have to be the person that people think you are. You can be who you are. So let's get us our dance out taco song. Because you know what? Even at the end of sadness, you cannot be sad with the taco song. Like, it's just, It is physically not possible. I challenge you, if you are having a miserable day, I challenge you to get your dance on and your taco and tell me if you can actually still be sad. I love it. See you later, guys. It's raining tacos.